It has just been announced that Leonardo DiCaprio has made an investment in the all-plant-based burger company Beyond Meat, whose Beyond Burger is part of a fast-growing trend in the mainstream food market. The news itself was mainstream, with the article originally being published in Fortune magazine making the rounds around the world with people of all dietary preferences, showing that people, regardless of dietary preferences, are interested in this investment by DiCaprio. Leo even posted on his own social media about the investment, saying, "Proud to invest in plant-based Beyond Meat as livestock emissions is a major contributor to carbon emissions." Now, just about everyone is well aware that Leonardo DiCaprio is a major proponent for fighting climate change. His work over the last decade working with government has in a way even started to rival his fame from his movie career, as people around the world now associate Mr. DiCaprio with global climate change issues. Being that Leo came on as an executive producer to help ensure the documentary Cowspiracy locked in a deal with Netflix, it's understandable that he would choose to invest in a company such as Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat says that part of their mission is positively impacting climate change. It is no mystery that the animal agriculture industry is a significant contributor to carbon emissions, and there is an astounding contribution to greenhouse gas in the atmosphere from the methane emissions of cows. Their, burps and stuff.
They like to talk about the methane because that's funny. The fart. Cow fart. Right.
This is all being highlighted more and more this year, and unsurprisingly, many celebrities have jumped on the bandwagon.
I've been trying this vegan lifestyle too.
What do you think of that?
It's amazing.
I lost a bet with a friend of mine, and the bet is I have to be a vegan.
While the amount of financial investment from DiCaprio in the Beyond Meat company is unclear, the company itself is no stranger to large investments, with early investments in the company being around the $100 million mark, including investments from, you guessed it, Bill Gates. Plant-Based News has interviewed Beyond Meat CEO Ethan Brown in 2016, and you can find a link to that video in the description below. In addition, Klaus spoke to executive chairman of Beyond Meat, Seth Goldman, last week, just before the DiCaprio news broke. While the company has only been around a few years, perhaps Beyond Meat's biggest success thus far is being the first plant-based protein to appear alongside traditional meat products in the meat aisle of the supermarket. They started the meat aisle endeavor with Whole Foods and have since appeared in the meat aisle of many grocer chains. Even Dr. Oz can't deny that the product is tasty.
I gotta say, it's good.
And on his show, he did a side-by-side comparison with traditional beef products. The results pretty much spoke for themselves.
Cholesterol, there's none. That's a positive in theory.
In theory. And plant-based meat products such as Beyond Meat's Beyond Burger and their biggest competitor, the Impossible Burger, are showing up more and more in mainstream media, with anchors often chewing the fat over some tasty burgers with one another, often unanimously agreeing that the burger is tasty. The curiosity emerging is that if more and more non-vegetarian meat eaters are finding these plant-based protein products delicious and on par with their traditional meat counterparts, then most likely the discussions over the next few years will more and more explore the concept that raising and killing animals for food is, for a plethora of reasons, counterintuitive. Now, it's undeniable that Leo himself recognizes this, certainly in regards to environmental impact, but assuming he understands the grander ethos of a plant-based future, very likely his investment is not purely out of some measure of goodwill for companies attempting to address climate change issues, but in fact is what he likely considers a smart financial undertaking. This isn't his first investment in a plant-based company, and the notion that he is interested in pushing the plant-based message has certainly been suggested. His level of commitment to a plant-based diet for himself, that's still in question. What is that, prime rib? Leo? Well, we don't know the exact context of that photo, but it certainly raises eyebrows for those who have been happy to hear about his ventures into plant-based approaches to tackling climate issues. And so while Leo may just be taking the first steps into a plant-based diet for himself, perhaps this investment in Beyond Meat is as well just a first step for Mr. DiCaprio into the plant-based future of consumer-based commerce.
We've raised more than $100 million. Within 10 years, we certainly expect our investors to be able to get their money back.